Hey everyone, I'm Brett, and welcome to Nightwood Guns. Today kicked off SHOT Show 2025 with the Industry Day at the range, along with Staccato's Range Day at Prairie Fire. Now, Range Day is always a good time, but today was a particularly miserable day. I'm talking under 40 degrees with 20-mile-per-hour winds. It got pretty brutal, and everyone was covered in dust. Regardless, I'm here to show you the highlights, which includes a lackluster display from Kel Tec after their new 5.7 pistol had a pretty gnarly malfunction that we definitely need to talk about later. Staccato exceeded the hype and stole the show, and there's so much more in between, so be sure to stay tuned. So the first booth is going to be HK. The new VP9A1 was okay. It was more of the VP9 that you know, with a trigger that's like 10% better. And now it comes in a Glock 19 size. HK's micro compact, the CC9, shoots fine. It's a decent micro carry option, but it's a day late and $1 short. And honestly, considering it's HK, I just can't get over its lackluster aesthetics, but maybe that's just me. Live Free Armory is now offering factory porting, a subcompact option, and a new aluminum grip module that has pretty good texture for their Apollo 11 line of 2011 pistols that are known for being affordable. And to be honest, they all shot great, and Live Free Armory has my attention now. The Oracle Arms 2311, which is the P320 meets 2011, now has an aluminum grip module with excellent aggressive grip texture that isn't sharp, but definitely bites into your hand to give you excellent controllability. While it shot great and ran great, it still has a P320 adjacent slide, so the recoil impulse isn't going to be as good as a standard 2011, at least in my opinion, and the gun has received feedback for maybe being a little ugly. Spore had a fun little 22 revolver with a red dot on there. I had a blast shooting that. But more importantly, STP, their sister company, had a very impressive lineup of high-end 2011 pistols. Out of all of them, the SWAT is my favorite. I gave them feedback on this one. They added a hex grip texture to it, made it optic ready. I'm a huge fan of this thing. STP 2011s are built like tanks with precision German engineering. They also had an open gun model along with a 6-inch long slide model with a full dust cover, and those shot like dreams. And I know with my review of the STP Lisa, many of you were asking for an optic ready option, and of course they are offering that across all of their variants now. As a bonus, they also have a model called the Sparta that takes CZ75 magazines, so it's kind of similar to the CZ-DWX. That one was a lot of fun to shoot too. If you like all of these double-stacked 1911s and 2011s, but you want something chambered in a man's caliber, the Kimber 2K11 is coming in 45 ACP. I got to shoot it today, and the thing shoots so smooth. This is what I recommend if you're looking for a double-stack 45 in that 2011 pattern. The Walther PDP-F that has the smaller grip for feminine hands now has a compensated variant. It has a single port PMM comp on there, so now the Walther PDP-F has about as much muzzle flip as every other non-comped striker fire gun on the market. Also, while we're here, I'll take a Hayes Custom, a Genesis 12, a P365 Flux Raider, and an Atlas Gunworks for Christmas. Thank you. Now let's hop into the Kel Tec because this definitely needs to be talked about. So the PR57 is a purpose-built concealed carry pistol chambered in 5.7 with a 20-round capacity. It's a simple little pistol with an easy disassembly process, and it was way smaller and thinner than I was expecting. It had zero recoil due to a rotating barrel and seemed like a great little gun until it malfunctioned. Since it doesn't have a detachable magazine, it is top-loaded or loaded via stripper clip through the top. If you have a failure to feed, you can't strip the magazine to clear the malfunction. So when it jammed, we got to play how many Kel Tec reps does it take to clear the PR57? The answer is 2. It took 2 reps and a couple of minutes. Now, I wouldn't make a big deal out of this if it wasn't specifically designed for and marketed as a self-defense pistol. In fact, they're even strongly marketing this thing towards women. But if this Kel Tec jams in the middle of a gunfight or a self-defense situation, and you don't have 2 Kel Tec reps and a couple of minutes to clear the jam, well, you've just punched your last ticket. Now, in better news, the Staccato HD lineup has exceeded all of the hype. I was really impressed by this. First impressions led a lot of people to believe that this is just a Glockato, a Staccato that takes Glock magazines, but it's so much more than that. It's clear that Staccato is making moves and steering the direction of the premium duty and defensive pistol market. It's completely ambidextrous. They deleted the grip safety, which has actually led to improved ergonomics in my opinion. It has a firing pin block, so it's drop safe without sacrificing the great trigger pull. I know people, including myself, had concerns that it's Series 80 with a firing pin block, because previously on 1911s that has led to a mushy or crunchy trigger pull, but the engineers at Staccato have figured this out. If you squeeze it real slow, you can kind of tell, but I mean, honestly, I'm impressed. It's hard to tell the difference between this and a Series 70. The only holdup might just be they can't get the trigger as light as a Series 70, but this is a very appropriate trigger weight for any kind of defensive or duty use. But most importantly, in my opinion, the recoil impulse on this is better than a Staccato P. The 4-inch model makes the most sense for duty or carry, but the 4.5 with the non-reciprocating weight of the sight tracker island on the barrel is a smooth and really fast shooter. This is as good as a non-comped, non-ported gun can get. With the external extractor, this thing ran 100% reliably the entire time I was at the booth, and that was at the end of the day, after it had an entire day's worth of dust blown onto it from the wind. It was bone dry and had thousands of rounds through it. On top of that, they nailed the grip texture on this thing. I'm a huge fan, and I went from wanting to wait to get one to see how things would turn out to absolutely wanting one right now. I'll definitely be picking one up. So this was just range day. It's not all for SHOT Show. Be sure to stay tuned to the channel because I'm going to be showing you coverage from the SHOT Show floor, which is going to include favorites like Bull Armory, Lipsy's with their new exciting Smith & Wesson revolver offerings, Radian, Palmetto State Armory, and many, many more. So I hope you enjoyed while I took you along to the range days for SHOT Show 2025, and I will see you in the next video on the SHOT Show floor. I'm Brett, and this was Nightwood Guns. Nightwood out.